iHeart, get ready. Fantasy football is here. Welcome to the Scout Fantasy Show. ScoutFantasy.com is home to the Fantasy Football World Championships and the best players in the world. Real money winners giving their secrets to help you win. Now exclusively on iHeart. This is the Scout Fantasy Show with your host, the one, the only, Dr. Roto.
Hey there, everybody. It's Dr. Roto. Get out the insurance cards. Get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. All right, we're going to talk about week 3, and then tonight, after, I'll talk about tonight's preview of the Buccaneers and Steelers. But let's get to the week 3 action. And I'd like to say that I think I was pretty darn right this week and did very well in seasonal leagues and very well in DFS. And let's talk about what went right and what went wrong. In Houston, against the Giants, I told you Deshaun Watson, and I gave you Will Fuller. You know I gave you Will Fuller. When Will Fuller's on the field, you play him. It's as simple as that. Hopkins, I told you, had Janoris Jenkins, and I told you that Will Fuller had B.W. Webb, who stinks. There was no surprise that Will Fuller outperformed DeAndre Hopkins. None. Should have had that play. You should have had that play. I gave it to you. All right, for the Giants, Saquon Barkley's a beast. You know that. We've talked about that. And then also Sean Childs gave you the Sterling Shepard play. That was a good play. I was wrong with Evan Engram. He did nothing. The Texans are usually terrible against the tight end, but the Giants didn't. But I wasn't exactly wrong because Rhett Ellison went 3 for 39 and a touchdown, and Rhett Ellison barely breathes. So I wasn't exactly wrong. I had the wrong guy, but I had the right position. Okay? Wayne Gallman actually surfaced 6 for 25. San Francisco against Kansas City, and what did I tell you to do? I told you stack this game. I told you I like to play sometimes the guy on the opposite side. And Jimmy Garoppolo was having a game until he injured himself. It was a dumb play. It was a dumb play by Jimmy Garoppolo. Get out of bounds. You're 2 feet tall. Don't be doing what you did. It was dumb. And I love Jimmy Garoppolo. But that play did not have to happen. Did not have to happen. Matt Bryde is a really good play. Okay, and we mentioned George Kittle, right? We mentioned Kittle, had 7 targets, 5 for 79. We were right on that. And he had a 2-point conversion. Marquise Goodwin, we were a little wrong on because it was 3 for 30, but he was active the last second. When he was active, you had to play him. Pierre Garçon pooped the bed. That guy pooped the bed. For Kansas City, we are never wrong. We had Kareem Hunt. We had Mahomes. We've had Kelsey. We had Sammy Watkins. Tyreek Hill. I mean, look, what are you going to do? Some days he's going to be great and some days he's not. Yesterday is one of those days he wasn't great. Carolina, Cincinnati. You know I was right about Tyler Boyd. Did I not tell you they were going to go to a short passing game? Did I not tell you they were going to go to Eifert and Boyd? I had those guys. I gave you those guys. They were money. Told you Andy Dalton was have to go to a short passing game. Giovanni Bernard cannot handle the football. 12, 15 times a game. That's it. For Carolina, I never saw that Christian McCaffrey was going to get 28 carries, but I'll tell you this, he does not get those red zone touches. Cam Newton steals them every time. Every time. Devin Funchess is always a good play. Without Greg Olsen, you could play Funchess. The minute Olsen comes back, do not play Funchess anymore. Why is football the most frustrating game on the planet? To handicap. Because the Buffalo Bills beat the Vikings. So I'm going to give you a tip. I'm going to give you Dr. Roto's betting tip number 1. When everybody on the planet Earth thinks a game is going to go a certain direction, your secretary's at the water cooler, your grandma at the nursing home, the nurses who care for your grandma at the nursing home, when everybody knows that the Vikings are going to beat the Bills, that's when you put your money on the Bills. It's exactly when you put your money on the Bills because I want to tell you, Vegas never loses. Vegas wins. 73% of people take Minnesota. Vegas wins. It's what happens. 50-50 games, nobody wins. But you want to look for those 75-25 games, the sure thing. Hey, dude, I got a sure thing for you. Ugh. Josh Allen looked very good. Chris Ivory was decent. Kelvin Benjamin's killing me. Charles Clay is killing me. Jason Kroom was so open on that touchdown, I could have caught it. Kirk Cousins, I don't even know what happened here. I know Latavius Murray literally had 2 carries. 2. When you run the ball 6 times, you're not going to win. I'm just going to call that what it is. And Stephon Diggs, where the heck were you yesterday? That was a travesty and a half. Baltimore and Denver, I was really close, guys, to winning a lot of money yesterday. I won money, but I could have won big money. And I'll tell you what play really killed me was the Ravens had that interception for the touchdown and they called it back. If I had those extra points, I think I would have won a lot of money there. I really do. I think I would have maybe have qualified on FanDuel. That's how close I was for the $10 million qualifier. I was only like 7 or 8 points away, and I think I would have had 6 right there, plus the interception. So I think that might have gotten me there. That frickin' Ravens right there. Didn't play. Killed me. Alex Collins looked good. John Brown. Michael Crabtree. I love this dude, Mark Andrews. He can ball. He had 2 catches. 1 for 30 yards and 1 for 29. That tells me something. Nick Ball is going for 2 yards. Max Williams going 5 yards. Mark Andrews going for 59. Watch him. Watch him. For Denver, Royce Freeman, you saw him. Why? Because Philip Lindsay got his butt kicked out of the game. And Case Keenum is not that good. Case Keenum is not that good. Now, I know the Broncos are 2-1, but they're going to go about 9-7 with Case Keenum. You can't go to Baltimore and throw for 192 yards and expect to win. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. All right, next. Philadelphia against the Colts. I knew this game was going to be close, and to be quite honest with you, I think the Colts could have won this game. Andrew Luck is not throwing the ball downfield, and I think that's because of his arm strength. And to confirm that I'm right, look at the end of the game. Jacoby Brissett was in there to throw the Hail Mary. I think Andrew Luck cannot throw the ball down the field. He's throwing dribs and drabs, which I think is going to... Now, luckily, Frank Reich is his coach, but it's going to hurt him. T.Y. Hilton, 5 for 50. Ryan Grant, 3 for 35. Ebron, 5 for 33. Naeem Hines, 5 for 25. This is check down Charlie. Andrew Luck is turning into check down Charlie. And they can't run the football. Jordan Wilkins actually looked good, but he didn't get to run it enough. For Philadelphia, I know you guys were on Corey Clement. I faded that sucker. I faded him. Look at Wendell Smallwood. Looked really beastly out there. 10 for 56 and a touchdown and had 3 receptions. But I'll tell you even more, and I'll discuss this. Carson Wentz did something that was very interesting, and I'm going to talk more about it tomorrow because it's a nugget that you need to know. And that's why you're listening to this podcast. The Nugget Podcast. The Golden Nugget Podcast. All right, the Washington Redskins are the most frustrating team on planet Earth. When they're winning, they give the ball to Adrian Peterson. When they're losing, they give the ball to Chris Thompson. They never give it to their receivers. 12 completions for Alex Smith. I hate you, Alex Smith. I hate you. For Green Bay, Jamal Williams couldn't do anything. Aaron Jones had the most carries. He was most involved because they were playing from behind the whole time. But I don't know. Devontae Adams is just a star, and Geronimo Allison needs to get the ball way more often for me. Oakland and Miami. Look, Miami's 3-0. I get it. I do. But I just want to cover something. They beat the Titans, the Jets, and the Raiders. Let's not make them out to be world beaters just yet. Tannehill played very well. Albert Wilson played very well. Kenyon Drake stunk up the field. 7 touches, 10 yards. Hope you didn't play him in DFS. Marshawn Lynch looked good. Jordy Nelson looked good. Here's a nugget. Well, here's the nugget. Xavier Howard covers Amari Cooper. Who's covering the number 2 receiver? Nobody who's any good. Let's see who's covering that number 2 guy. Please hold. Please continue to hold. You've got Bobby McCain covering. That's not good. So what did Bobby McCain do? He got torched by Jordy Nelson yesterday. Just throwing it out there in the future. Just throwing it out there for you. You might want to pick on Bobby McCain. Don't pick on John McCain, though. Pick on Bobby McCain. All right, New Orleans and the Falcons. And this is a game where I won so much money. I stacked the crap out of this game. Look, in DFS, that's pretty simple. Stack the crap out of the highest scoring game, and you're going to be my rich friend. I had Breeze, I had Kamara, I had Thomas, I had Ryan, I had Ridley, I had Juju. I should have been like top 50 overall in the Millionaire Maker. That's how good it was. Lat Murray killed me. But Coleman really didn't do that much yesterday. Ridley, though, was insane, which I gave you here. I said he was the perfect complement to Julio Jones. Did you play him? Please tell me you did. I gave you Ridley and Boyd. You could be my rich friend right now. Michael Thomas. Kamara only had 15 receptions. He had 31 touches. Yes, I guess they're really holding him back without Mark Ingram. Whatever idiot said that, please. As Chad Johnson would say, child, please. All right, Tennessee really stinks. Marcus Mariota cannot grip the football. He cannot grip the football. So any of your Titans, Davis, Taylor, Lewis, Jonnu, poo-poo on a stick, get rid of them. For Jacksonville, Blake Trainwreck, this is the problem with Blake Bortles. You cannot have him as your starter because some weeks he's going to be magical and then some weeks he's going to be disgusting. Only scoring 6 points at home against the Titans is what we call disgusting. They need Fournette. Yeldon was awful. Corey Grant was awful. Keelan Cole was awful. T.D. Westbrook, awful. It's terrible. Unwatchable. All right, you know, if you listen to our Scout Fantasy Sports Radio show Friday night from 7 to 8, who did Adam Ronis and I both give you? Robert Woods, 10 for 104 and 2 touchdowns. Boom. Boom. And if you stack Goff with Woods and Kupp, you might be my rich friend today. Todd Gurley was good. Wasn't great, but he was good enough. Melvin Gordon? Oh, I don't want to start Melvin Gordon. Why not? You could start a guy against a bad team. Against a good team, excuse me. And Mike Williams only had 4 receptions, but he had 2 touchdowns. Please get this guy in the game. Please, please stop with the Tyrell Williams. Stop with Antonio Gates. Put Mike Williams out there every single time. Arizona Cardinals are so stupid, I can't even begin to tell you. How do you bench Sam Bradford with 5 minutes to go in the game and say, hey, Josh Rosen, you win it? Seriously? Are you trying to ruin his career? By getting mental? Second only to Larry Fitzgerald going 2 for 9. What a poo-poo on a stick that was. Christian Kirk, 7 for 90. We'll talk about him tomorrow. Mitch Trubisky ekes out a win. This dude's got an arm. I got to tell you, he's got a rifle. He threw the ball 60 yards down the field. It looked like he could have gone another 20. I got to give him props for that. They finally used Tariq Cohen well. Finally used him well. Been waiting for that all season long. All right, Dallas and Seattle. If you're a Dallas Cowboy fan, I am so sorry. Your team sucks. Ugh. Outside of Ezekiel Elliott, you have nobody who would start at any other team. I'm not even kidding. Maybe Cole Beasley. Nobody else. Nobody else would start. They all suck. I've never seen that sucks as badly as this team does. This team is really bad. Seattle, Russell Wilson could have done more. He didn't have to. Chris Carson, 32 carries. Tyler Lockett looking great. Will Dissly, where'd you go? 1 for 4. And then finally, Detroit against New England. Who saw this one coming? If you had had the parlay of Detroit and Buffalo, you'd be my rich friend right now. But can we just talk about Kerryon Johnson right now? How good is this dude going to be? Making Matt Stafford better. Golladay better than Marvin Jones. I'm telling you this. Golden Tate doing his thing. For New England, they need Julian Edelman so desperately. It is so obvious to the naked eye how much Brady misses Edelman. He misses him. You know what I miss? Very little. So let's talk about tonight's game. Tampa against the Pittsburgh Steelers. So first of all, let's go to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Ben Roethlisberger is on the road, but it's on a Monday night, so I think he's going to have a good game. I'll give him 260 to 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. 2 of those touchdowns going to Antonio Brown. 1 touchdown is going to go to a tight end. Juju Smith-Schuster, not a big night. I'm sorry to say, not a big night. This is a feed Antonio Brown night. Feed the monster. Feed him, feed him, feed him, feed him. I think Juju goes like 6 for 60. But Antonio Brown's going to go like 12 for 180. It's going to be crazy. I just need him to stay out of the end zone because I'm playing him in like 2 different leagues. I don't mind 12 for 180, but I can't have 12 for 180 and 2 touchdowns. That'll kill me. Seriously, that'll kill me. James Conner's going to have a good game. Not great, but good. But this is Antonio Brown night if I've ever seen one. For Tampa, they have to control the clock. They have to run the ball. They have to use O.J. Howard. They have to go throw the ball to Humphreys and Godwin. They can't challenge the Steelers deep all night. If they can't, I just don't think they can make this game a track meet. If they do, I think Brown and Schuster are the best guys on the field, and that's why you got to slow this game down just a little bit and be smart. I like Fitzpatrick for 280 yards and 2 or 3 touchdowns. Mike Evans is going to score. I think Deshaun Jackson scores again. Steelers can't cover him in the slot. Don't love O.J. Howard tonight. Don't love Peyton Barber tonight. Okay? There you have it. But right now it's time to put away the insurance cards, put away the copay. The office is closed, my friends. Remember, go to scoutdfs.com. We have an amazing optimizer that you can use, and it can help you. Gave me Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp this week. Gave me Jared Goff. Gave me that game. So I'm very happy with the optimizer. And of course, scoutfantasysports.com. You find me, Rona, Sean Childs there to answer your questions. All right, guys, this is Dr. Roto saying be well and take care.
Thanks for listening to the Scout Fantasy Show. There's never been a better time to join the Scout Army. Visit scoutfantasy.com. Use the promo ROTO for 2 months free. And don't forget, fantasy players, please thumbs up the podcast on the iHeart app. See you next time. Go Scouts!